Another day, another dollar. Thank the Lord for another 24. God, I knew that was you. Just getting back to the crib from the gym, back in the swing of things, fresh off of vacation. Got me a Monday grind in, man. Chest workout today. Back at the crib, about to make some breakfast. I said, let me hop on here and make this video, though. I made a video like this before, but I want to talk about it again. We talking about correctional officer video. We talking about the fastest way to get hired on at a prison or a jail. This especially will work for my people, my younger people. You know, you in high school, you know, you don't know what you want to do with your life. Maybe you decided you want to go into corrections. You in college. You don't really have any obligations, responsibilities. Like you don't have any kids. You young, single, you're not married or anything. You're not tied down to a specific city or place. And you're willing to be mobile. Relocate. If you're willing to relocate and go just about anywhere, you could be working at a prison in probably three to 6 months. Man, I'm talking about you can get hired on quick. You know, that's what I did when I first started. When I was working when I got on with the federal system, I did 2 years in the county jail. I was living in West Virginia. I had graduated college in West Virginia and criminal justice. Then I got on with the county jail. I was there for 2 years, right? You know, and I tried to get on at the federal prison in Beckley, West Virginia. When I called them, they were like, they don't really hire like that. They won't be hiring anytime soon. But there was another federal prison that's like an hour and 20 minutes from Beckley. The HR person told me to call that prison and to put my application in for that prison because they said it's a newer prison. They're hiring people like that, man. You know, so I ended up doing that. You know, I got on, and it was crazy too because literally I got on and like I was working 3 months later, 3 months into the job. One of my homies I work with at the county jail, he got on at the prison in Beckley. I was like, God damn. If y'all would have told me that, I would have just waited 3 more months and applied and got on with him. But it all worked out in the end. My point that I'm trying to make in this video is if you're willing to go just about any city, any state, you know, it's a prison damn near in every state, damn near every city, every county in the nation, you know. And if you apply, especially with the Bureau of Prisons, the federal prison system, if you apply for them, you may have gotten an email from like a prison like in California, like USP Victorville, USP Atwater. Those are prisons like in California, Arizona. They kind of in the desert, you know, but those are harder to fill. You know, they may have sent you an email even though you didn't apply saying we're actively hiring right now. You know, we got like 30, 40 vacancies. We're offering a hiring sign-on bonus. If you're interested, change your preference to our prison. You know, this is the thing. Certain prisons, like in your hometown, for instance, or the city you may be from, they may not hire as frequently. You know, certain, especially if it's like a homesteader joint, that's where people get on at that prison and they usually stay there till they retire. They don't really transfer or leave. Some prisons, you have like generations of people where their granddad may have worked at that prison. Their dad may have worked at the prison. You know, the son's now working at the prison. You know, you got generations, stuff like that, and they may not hire as much. But if you got your mind set on, I'm trying to get on as fast as possible, I'm trying to get my foot in the door, I'm willing to go anywhere, then apply to them prisons. At the end of the day, though, every prison at some point is going to be hiring. At some point, they're going to be hiring. It's all dependent on how long you're trying to wait. Some prisons may only pull a hiring list once a year. Some may pull it, man, they hard to fill. These prisons that's in the middle of nowhere, or they like in the spot like in California where it's high cost of living, they may pull a list to hire people, new officers, like every 2 months. Some may do like every 2 weeks, twice a month. You know, they need people that bad. So that's what I did. I was like, I'm trying to get my foot in the door. I'm trying to get on with the feds. So I went and I worked in McDowell for like a year and a half. Then I said, I knew in my mind I wasn't trying to stay in West Virginia. See, when you first get on, you don't have to stay there forever. If you got your mind set on a particular location, if you're going to go fed with the federal system, you could transfer to any prison in the U.S. All you have to do is do like a year. Once your year mark is up, your rookie year, you can start putting in the transfer. So let's say, for instance, you, I don't know, you from you from Atlanta or North Carolina, we just throw out a random city. You want to get on at the prison there so you could be close to home. But let's just say, for instance, they're not hiring as much. But you get this email, right? And your email from a prison that may be in California, Texas, or somewhere. They say they hiring right now. They need people bad. So what you do, you put in for them, boom. Now you in the door. You get on 3-4 months, boom. All you got to do is work a year, maybe a year and a half, 2 years. You don't got to stay there forever. You get on, you got your foot in the door now. After your year mark, now you good, you golden. You could transfer to anywhere. Now you put in to be closer back to home. You put in for the prison in North Carolina or Atlanta, wherever you from. That may be around the corner from where you grew up at. You trying to get closer to home. You put in, you just wait for them to, when they put out a next hiring list. That's what I did. I was in West Virginia. I knew I didn't want to live in West Virginia forever, you know, because I'm from Columbus, Ohio. It's more like a city atmosphere. When I lived in West Virginia, it was more, you know, it didn't really match up with my speed, what I was like, the kind of life I was trying to live in the location, you know. It wasn't really as much to do as far as going out, having a variety of restaurants. This is like North Carolina, where I'm at now. It's a college town. You know, you got Duke University up the street, UNC Chapel Hill, NC State. You got all these schools around here, you know, so it's a lot more to do than when I lived in West Virginia. So right when I got to my year mark, I started putting in the transfer. North Carolina, the federal prison here, they were hiring people left and right at the time I put in my transfer. A lot of people were retiring. I remember when I put in, they had an opening on USA Jobs. That's where you go apply if you want to work for the feds, usajobs.gov. They had an opening for like 12 officers, senior officer, a lateral transfer. So I put in for it. Boom, I waited maybe a few weeks. I'm still working at the federal prison in West Virginia. Then one day I get a call. I'm at the house. It's the associate warden at my prison. They were like, we just got a call from the North Carolina prison. You know, they were asking about you, this and that. They were like, you want the job? They picked you up for a transfer to be an officer down there. I was like, yeah, I want the job. It happened that quick, you know? So, and then if you go to one of these prisons, right, but you don't have your mind set on being out there the whole time, just go out there for a year or two. You know, you get you an apartment. If you don't want to buy a house, get you an apartment. 9 times out of 10, that prison got a lot of overtime. That's the current state of corrections. A lot of prisons nationwide are short-staffed. We need officers bad, so they're going to have extra overtime opportunities available. Like the prison I'm at now, you could literally write your own check. You could damn near double, triple your salary your first year just working extra shift. Go out to these prisons if that's what your mind is set on. You're trying to get on quick. You know, get you an apartment or something and run the checkup. Work as many shifts as you can. Stack that bread up. Save it. Invest it. You know, then when the time comes, you ready to transfer. You ready to put your paperwork in to try to transfer. You know, you've been out there for a year or two. You've been doing your job. You know, you put in and you get picked up. Boom. The captain or the warden at your prison that you at, let's say you out in California, now you just got picked up to come back home to Atlanta or North Carolina. Boom, they call you, the warden at you just got vouched out, man. They just picked you up. You want the job. You say, yeah, boom. Now you going back home. You been out there grinding. You just stacked up all this money. Now you can come back home, be closer to home. You might have a nice chunk of money you've been saving, you know, because like these prisons that's in the middle of nowhere, it ain't as much to do. You know, you may have to drive an hour just to have like a decent nightlife or being like a decent city. That's what I had to do when I lived in West Virginia. I had to drive like an hour to like Charleston, West Virginia. That's where I went to school at, you know, just to have like more variety of restaurants. If I wanted to maybe go out, like I might have to drive a little further to Marshall University where that was at and whatnot. So it ain't as much to do out there. So I really wasn't doing nothing. That whole year I knew I was transferring. I was just grinding up, working as much OT shift as I could. And I knew when I transferred, I wanted to buy a house, whatever prison I landed at. So, bam, once I got picked up here down in North Carolina, I came, okay, they can hold you for, I think it's 6 pay periods. So my transfer went through, it got approved. I had like 3 months left before I was about to transfer down to North Carolina. But I had been grinding that whole year. I had saved up a nice down payment on the crib. So I came down here. I got in touch with a realtor down here and started finding out about the area. I would come down on the weekends, whatnot, and look at houses. And I settled on the crib right here, 10 minutes away from the job. You know, I love it. I love the situation. I'm 10 minutes from work. You know, this is like a smaller area, this Butner Creedmoor area. It's like a smaller area, like I call it like the country suburbs. You know, it's like mostly housing subdivisions. You got a few little chain restaurants, you know, gas stations. My gym is 10 minutes away. And if I want to go out, you know, and do something, nightlife, restaurants, stuff like that, like I say, Durham and Raleigh is only 35 minutes away. So when I was at my last prison, man, when I was in West Virginia, I was an hour and 10 minutes away from the prison. We had van pools. So I would ride up to the Walmart. That's where we all met at, all the officers or anybody that was riding the van. We would park our cars and we would ride the van into McDowell, where the prison was at. And then when the shift was up, you ride the van back. If you got mandated, you know, most people didn't live in the town where the prison was, because it was like real small, real rundown, real rural, in the middle of nowhere. Only people that really lived there was like, if you grew up there, you from there, or like you was an executive staff, like the warden or the associate warden may have had bought a house out there or something. But most people lived in Beckley, West Virginia, or Bluefield, West Virginia. And both of them cities, they're a little bigger, but they were both like an hour and 10 minutes one way. They were coming from opposite directions. So most shifts had a van pool. You get mandated or stuck on the next shift, you just ride the next van back and whatnot, man. So in the end, it all worked out. You know, I was able to get on fast. I got my foot in the door. I stayed a year. I was at McDowell for a year and a half before I finally transferred down here to the federal prison of North Carolina. I've been here ever since 2015. Love it. You know, great city. The weather's more milder. It's a lot more to do. It's in a central location. It's a lot in the area, like where I'm at, North Carolina. You got the beach. You could be on the coast in like 2 hours. You could be at Virginia Beach in like 3, Myrtle Beach in like 3 or 4 hours. Atlanta's like 5 to 6 hours away. You can go in the mountains if you want to go further in North Carolina, closer to Tennessee in like a few hours. So it's in a great area, you know. The prison's not bad at all. It's a great prison. You know, like I said, a lot of overtime opportunities, man. You know, coming in your first year, I tell all the people that's interested in corrections, you know, depending on what you're trying to do, your goals in life, man, take advantage of the overtime, man. They got it. They passing this money out like it's candy. I'm talking about, it's like the government. It's damn near like the government, but the money's going in your pocket. That's how they printing this money out. I'm talking literally, you can work an overtime shift every day, including your days off if you want. If you're trying to go that hard, if you really want to run it up. You know, everybody got different goals too. Some people may be young, fresh out of college. You know, you might be trying to pay off your student loans, or you may be trying to buy your first house. You trying to save up to pay for the wedding. You older. You trying to put the kids through college. It doesn't matter. You trying to start a business. You trying to beef up your investment portfolio, buying stocks and crypto, all of that. Everybody, like I said, everybody has different goals, you know, but the money's there. There's not too many jobs out here where you could potentially double or triple your salary. You know, last year, 2023, my base salary was it 68,000? I think I got a pay raise towards the end, so I bumped up to like 73,000. That was my base salary. After working overtime, some holidays, getting the premium pay, you get paid more if you work certain hours. I stay on night shift, so you get paid, I think it's 10% more on the hour. After all of that, last year I clocked them at 100, like I was at 158,000 for the year. You know that, so I damn doubled my salary. My base was 73. Towards the end, I made 158,000, man, and not doing nothing hard. Yeah, the hours are long, you know, but I'm not doing anything strenuous. It could be worse. I could be out here on the street, damn shoveling a ditch, standing here with a sign in the hot sun. I'm on the unit with the inmates in the office, you know, just chilling. Sitting there watching the inmates. Majority of the time, that's all I do. I just sit on the unit. I pick, when I do my overtime, I just want the unit. Let me get a unit by myself. I can run it how I want, or I take the truck. You got the perimeter patrol trucks that ride around patrolling the prison. You out there by yourself, something like that, man. I try to do something low key when I'm on my overtime, you know. And it's been good. It's been working for me, you know. I'm just trying to give people the game, the knowledge and the insight they need. If you're trying to get on fast, get hired on quick, that's all you got to do, man. If you're willing to go anywhere, put in for these prisons that's, man, on the other side of the country, a few states over, they may be hiring right now. And when I first applied too, I was calling different prisons because I was like, I didn't need to stay in West Virginia. I'm from Ohio. I just went to college in West Virginia because I got a football scholarship. That's the only reason I went to that college I went to in West Virginia. Otherwise, I could have went anywhere. So right when I'm about to graduate, I'm working with the county jail. I didn't have any ties. I didn't have no kids. I'm renting an apartment. I didn't buy a house at the time. So I don't have any ties to West Virginia. I can go anywhere. So I'm calling around, calling these different prisons. I'm asking, hey, I'm getting in touch with the HR. When are y'all pulling y'all's next hiring list? When are y'all doing this and that? And they might be like, we won't be pulling one for another few months. That's how they told me. They said, McDowell, they pull theirs like that because they need people quick. They need people fast. It's a newer prison. It's in a hard to fill spot, hard to fill location in the middle of nowhere. So I was like this. I'm trying to get my foot in the door. I'm trying to get on with the federal system, I didn't mind being a year or two in a smaller pace, a slower pace area with not much to do, because I knew I wasn't gonna be there forever. You got to make sacrifices sometimes to get ahead in life. That's the thing, man. If you young, do that. Look into it. I'm not telling y'all nothing I wouldn't do. That's what I would do if I would have to do this shit all over. And like I said, I'm young, like 21, 22. I got on with the feds when I was 23. I got on with the county jail. I was still in college. I was like, 21? I'm not 20. Yeah, 21? Yeah, I had just graduated college. I'm working at the county jail. So at that age, you really don't have no responsibilities, man. You ain't got shit to lose. What? Go for it. I said for real, if I could do this shit all over, I probably would, before I had any ties, bought a house down here, had my daughter, I probably would have tried to apply for the prison down in Miami. I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all, man. I would have been down in Miami living that life. And of course, it gets old probably once you've been down there for a while, whatnot. But just to be in that area, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe the one, they got a federal prison right there in Orlando, Coleman. That's right there. It's closer to Orlando, Florida. It's a little more inland. Miami get them hurricanes and whatnot. But I probably would have went and got on with the prison system, the federal prisons down in Florida. The weather, is going to be nice, damn near year round. When I want that opportunity to go to the beach, I could do that too. But I don't want to talk like that when I got all that here in North Carolina. That's the beautiful thing I love about this area in North Carolina. If I still want to go to the beach, it's only 2 hours away. I used to do all the time. I haven't done it in a little while. Take a day trip out to Carolina Beach, Wrightsville Beach. That's only 2 hours away from my house. I can get up early in the morning, go out there, spend a few hours on the beach, go get some seafood, and drive back in the same day. Like I say, if I want to go out, they got club, nightlife, bars, downtown Durham, downtown Raleigh's popping on the weekends. All these college campuses around here, they got a good variety of restaurants, this and that. So if you're trying to get on like in a desired location that's not hiring as much, you may have to go that route where you just go get on it anywhere just to get your foot in the door. It's all about getting your foot in the door, And once you get your foot in the door, you do a year or two, like I said, then you could transfer anywhere. The sky's the limit. If you're willing to keep moving, you could shoot up the chain. You could be a top dog one day, man. That's how the people that move up in the rankings that may become a warden one day, they keep moving. They keep transferring. They don't stay in one spot. They got their career aspirations are set high. They want to keep advancing, promoting within the Bureau of Prisons. They keep transferring to different spots. They may go to a new prison that's opening, stay there for like a year, 18 months, and then they transfer it to another prison. They keep moving up, But at the end of the day, if you don't have your mind set on just trying to get on as fast as possible, you got your mind set on a particular prison, or the prison that's in your hometown, they may not hire as much, or it's taking a little while longer. You just got to be patient, man. It's all a waiting game. At some point, whether it may be a year and a half, 8 months, they're going to be hiring at some point. Trust me. When people retire, people transfer out, People quit the prison system, go work something else. People get fired. Oh, they're going to have vacancies at some point, you know. So if you put in for a federal prison in your hometown, they haven't gave you a call back, or they said we're not really hiring right now. Maybe you working at the county jail or the state. Just stay there and stay patient, man. They're going to be calling you back before you know. When you least expect it, that's when they usually call you. Y'all like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. I got the merchandise for sale. Shop with me on my website, www.theghettobodybuilder.com. This is one of my shirts right here, Money and Muscles. Got the M&M's, man. The M&M stand for Money and Muscle. Everything you see on my website, I personally created and designed and came up with all this myself. Anytime you buy some merchandise from me, whether it be a hoodie or t-shirt, you personally supporting me, my creativity, my vision, put my thoughts onto a hoodie or a t-shirt, man. But yeah, I hope this video helped out some people that got their eyes set on trying to get on quick at a prison system. Well, even if it's federal or state, you know, or you just trying to relocate, man. Like I said, it works good if you young, you don't have any obligations, you single, you willing to be mobile. You could be working in like probably 2, 3, 4 months. I'm talking about quick. You know, average, it may take on average to get on the prison a few months. I say 4 to 6 months at a good pay. That's even for like hard to fill locations, man. If they actively hiring, they can't get people in the door fast enough. It's a process, man. It's a lot of back and forth. You know, you just got to be patient, man. You may have, put your application in. They don't just call you back the next day. It may be like 2 weeks before they reach out to you. You may have to keep going back and forth, signing documents, e-documents online on the email, communicating back and forth, you know it. But at the end of the day, it's well worth it, man. You just got to have a little patience and play the waiting game sometimes, man. I promise you, you're going to get on the dough and you're going to, you will be in there working, man. It's a good career. Like I said, I've been doing it all together 13 years. It's been good to me. That's all I really work. Corrections is all I really know. I had a couple jobs when I was in high school and college. Those are like little part-time jobs. You know, I was like a kid, but I've been working corrections ever since I've been an adult. Like I said, it's been good to me. The good far outweighs the bad. Does it have its ups and downs? Yes, but every job has that, you know. But if you can get past that and you think it's for you, man, go for it. Apply for it. Y'all got any comments, questions, video ideas y'all want me to do in the future talking about corrections or anything prison related with the job? Drop a comment in the video and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Y'all know how we coming. Let's get motivated.